Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Daniel. Your friend Donnie reached out sharing that you were looking for some feedback on the project that you're working on. I'll share some quick feedback with you on your project, and then more so at a high level, share with you some suggestions as to how you might want to think about creating a startup. So I'll start with that first before looking at your website. So when you're looking to start a project, when you're looking to start a startup, the most important thing that you'll be able to do in the beginning is to prove to yourself that you can solve a problem for at least one human being. And before we could help millions of people, thousands of people, we have to help one person, right? And I think we can agree on that. So who is that person? Who is the first person that you're going to meaningfully help? This person is ideally someone that has an urgent, desperate problem. And the reason why that's important is you want to focus on someone who is okay with an initial imperfect solution. Your initial solution is not going to be perfect, right? And in the example that I'll share with you is this. Let's imagine my hair was on fire. So here's me on the left, and let's imagine my hair is on fire. And all you had in your hand was a brick. I wouldn't say to you, oh, well, I wish you had water, or I wish you had something else, a fire extinguisher. I would grab the brick from your hand and I would smother the fire out of my head with the brick. I'll deal with the headache later, but my problem is so visceral, it's so real that I'm okay with the initial imperfect solution. And in this case, it's the brick. Hair's on fire, it's an urgent problem. I'm desperate for a solution. I'm okay with the initial imperfect solution. And eventually the brick will evolve into a towel, will evolve into a fire extinguisher, will evolve into the more ideal solution over time. So that's what you want to ideally find first. It's a human being. What is their name? What is their problem? Is it intense? And are they okay with the brick? And if it's not the first person, and it's often not, move on to the next person. If it's not Mark, go to Susan. If not Susan, go to Priyanka, and you move forward. Your goal is to be a scientist. So in the early stages of a project, you're a scientist. You're not a founder. You're not an entrepreneur yet. You're a scientist. And actually, that's a role that you're going to embody throughout the life of your project. And the role of a scientist is to take a hypothesis to a conclusion as quickly as possible. Your advantage is speed, your speed of making decisions, your speed of learning, and lean into that advantage. As quickly as possible, go from hypothesis to conclusion. I believe this is a problem, test it. You believe this person has a problem, test it. See if that person, in fact, is the person you should be focused on. So that's the most important feedback that I could give you, is to start with one. Start with one human being, meaningfully help them, and get a commitment from them. Either charge them money. If they don't have money, charge them with their time. Have them meet with you once a week for an hour. And if they don't have money and they don't have the time, ask for them to risk their reputation. So maybe they say, I don't have time, I don't have the money, but I'll share what you're working on with my work colleagues or with my friends in a family group chat. You want to see them risk something. If someone is saying that they have a problem, that's not enough. They need to be risking their time, their money, or their reputation so that you know that they're telling you the truth. That's your job, is to be a scientist and find out the truth. Get to the conclusion, get to the truth as quickly as possible. So to recap, start with one, find an actual human being, know them by name, get a commitment from them, solve their problem. Focus on one. One person could be the microcosm of an entire market. Before you could help many, prove to yourself that you can focus and actually execute on solving a problem for one person. Cool. So that's feedback that I hope will be helpful. I've seen it time and time and again be helpful. Really embody that mindset, and I think it will help you a ton. In terms of what you're up to, let's see. Medic AI is a healthcare app designed to accurately determine pediatric medication dosages, enhancing patient safety, and looking. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, that sounds cool. My question for you is who is one patient, one person that you're going to help? Who is that one person? Talk about them, help them, see what's needed. And it's less, and you got some partners. Okay, cool. At the end of the day, it's important to find out. I don't think any of these sections talk about what you've done, our approach. Does this show a person? This doesn't show, I don't think, a person. Okay, this shows a person. If you're actually doing this, I would be curious for you to talk about that more. That's interesting. Who is the person that you helped? What happened? Is it working? Is it not? And again, Test with the brick. Don't have any excuse. Test it with a minimum version of what it is that you're thinking of. Minimum. It should take no more than a few days for you to build a prototype. You could build it using off the shelf solutions, and you're just testing. You're just testing, and you're seeing what will move the needle, and is it actually something that helps the consumer or whoever it is that you're selling to. Hope that helps. Wish you all the best. Cheers.